and happy Monday to you. Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Day. If you're lucky like me, you get to go into work today. So hopefully everybody's having a peaceful Monday, and hopefully it only gets better from here. One thing that isn't going to get better is the sting of defeat. And unfortunately, our season has ended in Chicago. A 20-17 overtime loss to the Los Angeles Rams, who did everything they could to give us an opportunity to win the game, while the Bears did almost everything they could to get the win. Obviously, there were plays we wish we had back. Obviously, there are a couple of plays at least that we can go ahead and dissect over and over and over and over and over this offseason. I highly suggest not doing that for your own mental well-being. Unfortunately, as most of us know, this is how football goes. And it's disappointing. It's a bitter pill to swallow, especially after all the hype and excitement and hope that this season and this team has brought us all year long. I don't subscribe to the idea that this was a lucky team. I don't believe that this was a team that didn't belong where they were last night as far as hosting an NFC divisional round playoff game. And I think this is just the start of something very, very big and very, very awesome. And we're all going to be here to witness it. Deglin and I talked at length last night just about the idea of learning to lose before you can learn to win. Most really good, long-term successful teams get this. Now, it's easy to flip that and say, okay, but what about the Ravens with Lamar Jackson? What about the Bills with Josh Allen? Well, two things here. One, this is in the Bears' den, so we don't really care about them. And two, it's different for every franchise. And obviously, we can't pretend that we know for sure that the Bears are going to win 2 out of the next 5 Super Bowls or are going to go on some sort of dynasty run. But all signs point to a very, very bright future with some help needed in key positions. I think this offseason is all about the defense. Last year, we put a little bit of a rush order on the offense. The draft was offense heavy, of course. Worked out beautifully for us. Colston, Luther, Ozzie, Kyle. And I think you're going to see the other side of the ball get a ton of attention during this draft coming up. Free agency, we'll see. Ryan Poles is a GM for a reason. Ryan Poles is entrusted in making sure that our cap space is right, making sure that contracts are tight. I think he's going to do that. I think there's going to be some changes, of course. I also think there's going to be some really positive reinforcements coming in. We'll be going over free agency and the draft here over the next couple of weeks here in the Bears Den. But today, it's all about just putting the season that just wrapped up in perspective. And I think the most important thing that we can all agree on is that this team wildly exceeded expectations. 1 year ago today, we were still listening to how many coaching interviews the Bears were doing. I mean, we were interviewing, and I'm not no besmirching here, but we were interviewing Eddie George. We were interviewing, I believe, Matt Campbell from college. We were interviewing Mike McCarthy. It was all over the place. It was a wide net. And then we found out, of course, that at the end of the day, it was always about Ben Johnson. We had to wait out that Lions playoff run. We had to make sure the feeling was mutual, make sure that marriage could be locked up tight. It did, and it was. And the rest is history. But it took less than a year for this team's entire fortune and outlook to change. So keep that in mind when we're kind of in this doldrums of an offseason. We've got the Combine coming up here in a little over a month. We've got the NFL Draft coming in April. So football's coming back pretty quickly for us, and that's awesome. But when you're looking at the big picture of this season, and you're remembering the fun stuff, and please don't forget the fun stuff. Ben ripping off his shirt, Wiener Circle giving out free hot dogs. I'm a part of Bears Twitter Nation. I don't do much on Twitter otherwise, but man, that community is awesome. I highly recommend checking it out. This page, Into Bears Den fan page, that just started as a father and son hobby project, kind of side thing we wanted to do from time to time. And it's gotten pretty cool, man. It's, and I mean that in the sense of we've got over 140 members. We did a lot of giveaways this year. We did a lot of contests. We had a lot of interaction with you guys. It was awesome, man. We donated to good causes. I mean, as a father / Bears fan, father, of course, capital F, top priority. How do I not look at this season as just a beautiful success all the way around? I was able to enjoy 20 plus weeks of the sport I love watching most with the young man, our oldest son, who loves it arguably more than I do. And we shared tears of joy. We embraced during tears of heartache and disappointment. And we've talked a lot about life and football kind of mixing and mingling together. And that's a real thing, and I know it comes off cheesy to some, but, in my experience and with the relationship I have with Deglin, football can be a very enlightening and meditative topic when it comes to just life. I mean, you want to talk about adversity and overcoming challenges and perseverance? See the 2025 Chicago Bears. You want to talk about managing expectations, not letting the moment get too big for you, believing in yourself? See the 2025 Chicago Bears. You want to talk about doing your best when things are stacked up against you? See the 2025 Chicago Bears. And amidst all that, the one thing I'll remember the most, and I'm surprised I'm not getting overly choked up quite yet, is just enjoying it with my boy and seeing the joy it brings him, seeing the hope it gives him, and just seeing that young man celebrate and root his heart out and just enjoy the game that so many of us love and appreciate. And it's been a real blast. So I hope everyone can put this epic season in the right perspective. Obviously it's shaded by that, the prism of losing right now. It's still really raw, and it might take certain people quite a while to get over it. But at the end of the day, when you look back on the yearbook of the season that was, there is nothing to hang our heads about. It's all positive, it's all bright and hopeful, and it's all up to the leaders of this team, both in the front office, on the coaching staff, and in the locker room, so not both, but all three phases, to get it done and to keep growing with the fan base and with the expectations. And I truly believe that this is the right mix of leadership and heart and grit, and we have a great foundation laid. So let's keep at it. Let's look forward to the off season ahead, and let's get ready for our epic 2026 season coming at us a lot sooner than we might realize. But we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Let's get ready for it. Bear down. Have a great day.